Man.
Hi, how
my
are
name
you?
is Isabel Gonzales from Oswald Insurance.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure
Frida,
to see
good to see you again.
It's Noel. May I
Thank
take
you
a
so much.
seat?
Yes, please have a seat.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for coming today.
Now, I did want to go ahead and give you my business card,
Okay.
just in case you have any questions or
Sure.
concerns at the end of our meeting today. Perfect.
That's right.
Now,
Thank you.
I remember the last time we connected at the Chamber of Commerce event, you had shared with me some of the concerns you were having with your business.
Yes.
And I remember mentioning to you before that my dad actually owns several car wash facilities in the Orlando area.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up in the background and kind of understand some of the
Interesting.
concerns you might be having in the lucrative business.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's one of those things, unless you live it, you don't really understand it. So
Yeah,
that's good to hear.
absolutely. Now, I did want to make sure, does the 15-minute meeting still work for you
It
okay
does.
today?
It does.
Perfect.
Yes.
If you don't mind, I just want to be the most respectful of your
Go
time.
ahead.
I'd love to time our meeting today. Now, today my goal is really to just get a better understanding of your business.
Okay.
See if maybe All Georgia can fill in those gaps for you and your company and create some value for you.
Okay.
And then we can go over some potential coverage solutions and appropriate the best needs for your company.
Okay.
Does that sound okay to you?
Sounds good. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Now, before we begin, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
Now, I would like to know if there's anyone else involved in the decision-making process for you.
So my husband Fred, he and I are partners in life, partners in business, and we'll make this decision jointly. He obviously wasn't able to attend today, but after this meeting, I'll go back and share with him what I learned, and we'll make a decision. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Now, what characteristics do you look for when partnering with another company?
That's a good question. So I want somebody who knows my business, who has ideally worked with customers like me that have similar businesses. I want somebody who's going to fight my corner. I had an experience this last year. I just left a little bit of a negative taste in my mouth, and I want to know that my agent is there with me every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Making sure you build more of a relationship with your client. Make sure you have that local level type of influence in your business.
Yeah, just when things don't go the way I think that they should, that I have somebody who's walking alongside there with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, will there be any certain time frame we need to adhere to moving forward in the process?
Yeah, so 45 days is kind of what I'm up against. These insurance things come up every single year, like it or not. So, I do have a deadline of that. I don't want to be without coverage.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can completely understand that.
Yeah.
Helps you sleep better at night as well.
It does, yeah.
Now, I would like to learn a little bit more details about your business.
Okay.
How many diesel repair and car wash facilities do you currently operate?
We have 4, but we're looking to grow to 10.
Gotcha. Now, how many employees do you roughly have at each location?
About 10 employees at each.
About 10 employees?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, so you do have a pretty big business.
Yeah, and especially as we grow, it's our workforce is gonna grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what are some of the common dangers you feel your employees might face in the workplace?
The equipment can break, it can hurt them. They're dealing with all these chemicals. Things get very hot, so they, as they're working on these cars, there's just a lot of environmental hazards. Just the nature of our business is just by nature not the safest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember a time when my father, one of his employees, had slipped and fallen in the soap and water.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you can't really predict these types of things. You always have to just be proactive in the best ability that you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the equipment that time. It was simple soap and water.
Simple soap and water.
Yeah.
Now, how would your business be affected if, let's say, one of your employees hurt themselves with those hazardous chemicals and potentially pursued a lawsuit against you? How would your business be affected?
Knock on wood, that hasn't happened, but that's a huge concern of mine, just because obviously there's a huge financial element to that and damage. But I care very deeply about our employees. I feel like they're our family, and I want to know that not only are we taken care of financially, but I want to know that our employees are. And then it hurts your reputation in the community. I don't want to be known as a place where people get hurt and nobody cares about it. So those are major concerns, and as we grow into new markets, I can't control that as much, and I want to know that it's done the right way.
Yeah, I can understand that. And obviously you're very passionate about your business, and you want your employees to know you care about them.
Absolutely. Yes.
Now, if there was a way that fear of a lawsuit could be eliminated, would you feel more comfortable in your business?
Yeah, and obviously I'd love it if I never had a lawsuit, but it's not so much fear of the lawsuit, it's fear of making sure I have enough coverage to either defend ourselves, defend our business, but also to pay any damages. So, I can't avoid some things in life, but what I can control, I want to be able to.
Absolutely. Now, it is to my understanding that you recently made some modifications and improvements to your new dream home. Is that correct?
Yes, we've been working on it
Awesome.
for a long time.
That's awesome. You really want to make a home your own, create your own
Yes.
spin onto it,
Yes.
create personality into the home.
Yes.
It really makes it your
Yep.
own. Now, if you don't mind me asking, how much have you invested into your new dream home?
Oh gosh, I think last time I counted, which I don't like to do very often, we probably put close to 800 or 900,000 just in kind of refurbishing costs in there. There was a lot of, it's an old house, it's a beautiful house, but you had to bring it up to year 2020.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, do you have any valuables in your home? Any jewelry, paintings, any of those types of things?
Yeah, we have all of the above. I think what I'm also concerned about is there are things in that house that they're one of a kind. They're of historic value. They're irreplaceable. My house is even just selected to be on the National Register of Historic Places. That's a huge honor.
That's so cool.
Super excited.
Wow.
But I want to know that if something were to happen, I know I couldn't replace it exactly as it is, but I would want to know that I could get pretty close.
Yeah, absolutely. And art can be difficult sometimes because people don't quite know the value and the extent of each painting. They're all so unique and so different.
Yep.
So it's really important, we want to prioritize that we have those types of things covered correctly for you.
Yeah.
Now, have you recently had your home appraised, given the new modifications, the valuables in your home?
I don't know that we had it appraised. I know our current agent assigned a value on our policy. I'd have to ask Fred if he had, because I hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you have any concerns that it might not be properly appraised?
Yes,
Considering
of course.
that,
Yeah.
Now, in the event that your house burned down, something tragic, how do you feel you would be impacted both financially and purposefully with your home?
Financially, it would hurt. Don't get me wrong. But that's why I buy insurance. It's one of those necessary evils. So I kind of expect that our insurance would cover our home. It obviously would be emotionally extremely tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we want to make that kind of pain feel as least harmful as possible for you personally to be able to get through that tough situation.
Yeah.
And if there was a way to ensure you were fully covered no matter what happened for all of those valuables both inside and outside the home, because we know the home is much more than just the home itself. It's not just a building, it's the livelihood, it's everything that goes involved inside of it.
Yeah.
Would you feel more comfortable?
I would. I don't know if that's a promise that is, insurance you have to buy. I've been burned too many times by having things not covered. And I would like to think that's my perfect world, but I don't know that we can achieve that.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of your concerns I can tell just being in the past that, an insurance agency hasn't been quite as transparent, quite as full with you.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that today I offer you full transparency, and I really want to understand your needs to the best that I can. And I'm going to see the ways that All Georgia can clarify those types of things and fill in those gaps for your company. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it does. I want to know that at the end of the day, you fight my corner, you got my back, and when those claims happen, I want to know that you're there with me every step of the way.
Absolutely. Now, I did want to know roughly with the business, how much income does each of these repair facilities, car washes roughly bring in for you?
So on average, 100 to 150,000 a year. It obviously varies based on the market. We operate some really small places and some larger places too.
Gotcha. Now, what kinds of challenges or concerns would you feel you would face if, say, one of those buildings were destroyed?
Oh gosh, that's what keeps me up at night. I would want to know that we can pay our employees while they can't go to work. That's not their fault, and this is their livelihood just as much as it is ours. Until the building can become operational again and we can get our facilities back open, I want to know that we recover, that I would be able to to have income coming in, and I could pay our leases and pay our utilities and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And God forbid, if one of your businesses burned down,
Yeah.
how could that temporary loss of income affect the potential long-term growth for your company?
I mean, it absolutely could, and that's something I'm concerned about.
Yeah. Now, I also did want to ask you if there was a way that you could ensure that you would receive compensation, not only for your employees, but for your business, that temporary loss of income. Would you feel comfortable with that?
I think so, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that I worry about, and so, that's one of them though.
Yeah, absolutely. How would you feel your company could benefit from that?
I think it would help for our reputation in the community. I think it would help us to attract, retain good employees. We have these people who go into business with us that own 20% of that location. I think it would be attractive to them. So
absolutely. Now, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for all the information you gave me today. I have a couple ideas for a couple different coverage solutions we can offer you, but I really want to make sure that I dive in deep to this and be able to make sure that I'm able to cover all of those gaps for you that you're having with your current coverages. Now, I would really like to move forward in the process and get a date on the books for us, maybe next week, just so that I can present to you my platform. This is what I can offer Mr. and Mrs. Pittsnell, and I want to be able to do that to the best of my ability. What kinds of times are you available maybe next week?
Not Monday, not Friday. Other than that, pretty open.
Okay, does Tuesday or Thursday at noon work for you?
That works. That sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Tuesday at noon then?
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other questions for me before we end our meeting today?
No, I think in our next conversation, I really want to understand, our employees, like I mentioned, are critical to me. We have looked at investing a lot in them just in terms of training, maybe some certifications, and what kind of impact that would have on the cost of things.
Absolutely. And I did want to, before I go today, I wanted to give you just a fact sheet about our company, just so that you can better understand what we stand for, and so you can have something to look back and refer to throughout the process. And as I said before, I just want to ensure that you don't have any other questions or concerns moving forward. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much.